Alright. Yep, cat headset. Normally it lights up, but I kind of forgot to charge it, so... The speakers don't need a charge, but the lights do. Actually, the external ones might, but... it's nice to be out of those EV suits. No matter how comfortable they try to make them, they never quite do it. It's only borrowed time. Let's see get what we need and get out. Alright, so... Looking good. Granted, they keep wearing them anyway, which is cool because they look good. Oh, wait, what? Let's interact. Data is corrupted, but the science team should be able to reconstruct it once we're back aboard and killing us both. Check the communication log for unusual activity. I think they're about $150, and you get them at accentware.com. I will put that into chat. If you would like a pair of your own. But you can get them in blue, red, green, or, in my case, purple. I forgot what we were checking. Check communications records, which are probably over to the side here. I mean, isn't this usually where Uhura sits? There we go. Seems like there was a security breach the night the ship was lost. Seems they were battened down for a severe ion storm and someone broke into one of the cargo bays. Logs indicate shortly afterward that some crewmen went missing. But that shortly after that proofread. But shortly after that, the environmental seals on the hull were discovered as damaged, and their loss was chalked up to that. Most of the rest of the records point to rapid attempts at evacuation or containing the environment. No shuttles would be able to survive the storm, so the crew all died at their posts, it would seem. Tragic, but we can give them rest, finally. Well, let's check engineering records. Right. Oh, here we go. Stop standing on the desks, Fox OSA. These logs match what we already knew about the communication records. The ship battened down for the ion storm, and then the environmental seals began to breach. The chief engineer did everything he could to either evac the crew on Class F shuttles or seal the breaches, but nothing worked. Check the flight logs to see why they didn't just try to outrun the storm. Okay, this is going to be up here. Yep, okay. I kind of like that if you can fumble around, but if you remember the basic layout of the bridge from the original Star Trek series, you can figure out which station is where. Fascinating. It appears that the storm was a Class 10, and it was trapped in some sort of subspace anomaly, allowing it to travel at warp 9. That's weird. Original configuration constitutions were only rated for up to warp 8. They couldn't outrun the storm, and it was too big to dodge, so they hunkered down. With nothing to do, they ended up having to wait for their deaths. Indeed. We should check the captain's log for any additional details. That's going to be at the chair. Captain's log, stardate 1508.5. We have very little oxygen remaining. Many of my crew have already expired in the less protected areas of the ship. Should anyone find this recording, let it be known that we died valiantly, holding our duties as Starfleet officers. Captain Johansson struggles to breathe. Remember us. We will, Captain. Is that it? This is Lieutenant Yamaguchi. Sir, can you come back down to engineering? You, need to see this. On our way. And the politics and everything. And Cisco's awesome. So we still have oxygen. He was over here where we got lost. What's going on? Well, I figured out what that feedback loop is. Remember how the Gentleman Dyson sphere was found? Yeah, okay. That's what I figured. These people used the same technique as Montgomery Scott to suspend themselves in the transporter for the last century and a half. And years before him. Are they still alive? Scotty was on Rosanna before the ship disappeared. Are they alive? There's only one way to find out, sir. The patterns are stable, but I don't know. I'm definitely not Montgomery Scott. Not yet, anyways. I could rematerialize them. They had enough power to support their patterns all these years. Okay. I would caution, sir, that, well, this is an unprecedented opportunity to meet members of Starfleet from so long ago, they may have issues adjusting to our century. There's also a 45.9362% chance of a transporter malfunction. These people might not have another chance at rescue. I cannot allow them to remain as is. Beam them in. Get ready to shoot them. It's okay. You're safe. Even though I'm wearing freaking Voth armor. I don't know about furry races, but definitely more variation. Like, aside from the... there's two cat races, which are basically the same race but splintered. And there were the insect ones that were part of the Zindi Confederation or whatever. But yeah, they needed to spread it around a little more. Also, I love the Tholians. Crystal spiders? Oh, yes. They actually had more races. They experimented more with races in the original series than they did in, like, TNG. You had the Gorn, my lizard boys. You had the salt vampires. You had... oh, man. Just... they got weird. Alright, anyway.
Who are you? What's going on? How long were we in there?
It's okay, Lieutenant. You're safe now.
I am Lieutenant Tina Ania, the third officer of the Agincourt.
My name is... me.
Fleet Admiral Mastiff, the killing us both? I don't recognize your name.
That would be because you were in suspension for a long time, Lieutenant. How long, sir? 149 years.
What? We spent a century and a half in the transporter buffer?
This is not the first time that this has happened.
I learned about this technique from Lieutenant Commander Scott of the Enterprise. He and I were having shore leave on Tarzana a month back. There was a thing with a comet. I rather prefer to forget. Oh, cool. So they tied it back into some of the main game missions. That's nice. He mentioned some officer in a funny uniform suggested a transporter suspension. He ran through the idea he had in his head. Then we were running out of air. I applied it here. No time like the present, or the past, I guess.
Yes, we have to talk about that conversation.
Really? Huh. I'm Lieutenant Lucas Sampson, ship's junior physicist, sir.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Sampson.
What is going to happen to us?
For the time being, we're on limited air. We'll beam you to our ship.
And then?
Medical exams, and then figure out what to do with you in the Agincourt.
Oh, we've only got about 10 minutes of air left, sir.
Let's get our teams off the ship ASAP. Clear the Agincourt survivors. Beam them directly to sick bay. I'll gather the teams. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Gotta blow up all the comments. Yo, get out of here. It's time to go. Pack it up. And they disappeared. Not even a beam out. Run out of time in there. Let's move, people. Okay. Oh, tell the Makos to leave. There's one... oh. There's one by the door. Are you the one I need to tell to leave? Or is it you? Or is it you? Or is it... oh, it's you two. Right? Right. Hey, there you go. Tail. Done here, Kurt. Return to the ship. Return to the transporter room.
Alright, sir. Step to my parlor. I'll have you soon in a flash.
Is that a pun, Shoji? Maybe. Less puns, more beaming. Energize! Hey, everybody sit down. After leaving the Agincourt, the killing us both's crew got to work analyzing the data recovered. Analyzing. An hour after returning, you've called a meeting with the staff to discuss what was found in the Agincourt. Yeah, you can post links. It's clean. I think. I don't think I have links banned. If I do, I will untime you out. It should be good. Here, I'll even do this real quick. Hoop, 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 hoop. See if that does anything. Alright, you should be good then. If it's not even bringing something else up, you should be fine. Alright, let's staff.
With the completion of medical, all departments have compiled their data, sir.
Or the exception of medical, I'm sorry. From the registered data, calculated the last several parsecs of travel. Supply run to Gambit 3, followed by cargo run to M113, a search at XO3 for Dr. Roger Corby, another supply run to Tenebia, ferrying minus to Janus 4. That's when things take a turn. They led to a Class 9 ion storm and diverted into the system. That was the end of their flight log. I like that they did their research, too. Thank you, Edson. Teddy Yamaguchi. Damage report.
Damage from the ion storm was severe. It damaged their CO2 scrubbers and caused severe damage to their power generation systems. Hence why our survivors hooked up a generator to the transporter to survive. Worse was the damage to the ship's environment seals. Already the environment we set up has halfway leaked out. I don't feel confident our tractor beams would destroy the ship if we went to warp. I've already sent a request to Starbase 39 Sierra to pick up the Iconcore with a proper tug when one is available. That could be months if this war against the Iconian drags on.
This is a fairly recent mission, too. Okay. Understood. Lieutenant Commander Corrin, any sign of foul play? Yes and no, sir. The security files were corrupted, so I was only able to obtain limited information. However, the security chief had noticed that someone was smuggling supplies out of the cargo holds food stores in large amounts at night, typically salted food for outposts. They hadn't tracked down the culprit. Around 13 hours into the ion storm, several crewmen went missing. I found a corrupt file about how they would stop the search and became aware of the environment seal leaks. Based on the reports, I'd say the mysterious thief had been there for a while for the ion storm and definitely did not sabotage the Iconcore. Okay.
I can confirm the commander's report. Whatever the security breach was, it wasn't related to the death of the crew in bulk.
I understand, Bartletta. Any intelligence concerns? No heralds or other Iconian servitor races in the area. No unusual Romulan activity, but the Star Empire is busy trying to defend Rhaetor from assault rather than seeking out enemies. As far as the Iconcore goes, besides their... Stop putting crates everywhere. As far as the Iconcore goes, besides their serious security breaches in the cargo bays, they seem secured for the time period. Very well. Science, anything to report?
Most of the Iconcore systems were later
missions were later solved by the USS Enterprise later that year. The crew found nothing on XO3, and the existence of the M113 creature wouldn't be discovered until the Enterprise made their check-in. And the Ag quarterly reported the lack of new artifacts on the planet. Oh, nice. Most of the scientific data is irrelevant unless you have use for the amount of cubic space dust per parsec in 2261. Ah, welcome, Calvin Joey. And yeah, you've probably made a mistake, but here we go. I likewise have nothing of note to report. It would appear that besides the security breach, the Iconcore was fulfilling its duty nominally. Very well. Until the doctor can confirm the well-being of our guests. So I recommend we head to Starbase immediately. There's nothing more we can do here. I really need to figure out who's in what suit from the face colors at some point. Not today.
The Iconcore is too far to tow. The crew is under duress for the Iconian invasion. We need a layover, and we need to offload our new guests.
Very well. Any suggestions on where? Where are we going?
I recommend we set course for Starbase 114 in the Cellus system immediately. They have a number of counselors trained in temporal affairs to help our guests, and we do need to leave time. We do need the leave time. Go Starbase 114 in the Cellus system. Alright, set course. I don't know where the Cellus system is.